Hi there, and welcome along to this Lunch and Learn session. My name is Summer, and today I'm going to show you some features of Zetadocs Capture that you may not be aware of or might not be using. This session is designed to help you get more out of your investment in Zetadocs Capture and hopefully provide you with some tips and tricks that will help ensure that Zetadocs Capture is as useful as possible to you and your colleagues. Let's get straight into it. The first feature I'm going to show you is journal document processing.
Okay, so I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to capture supporting documents to journal entries using Zetadocs, which will then be instantly available on your ledger entries after posting. So this comes with Capture Essentials. You do not need a Capture Plus license. It does just require a small customization. It does not come with our out-of-the-box implementation, but if you are interested in what you see here today, just let the Zetadocs team know and we will make sure to get you all set up and squared away. So as you will know, when adding new journal entries directly into BC, it's often useful to add some supporting documents to provide some context or perhaps justification for the transaction. This saves you time in the future if you need to track down the reason for the line entry. So let's say, for instance, I have a journal entry for an office supplies transaction of $100, and I'm balancing this from my savings account. And I want to add a supporting document. I've got an office supplies receipt that I want to attach to this journal entry. So all I need to do is come up here and click Zetadocs, upload files. And now this additional screen pops up, and over on the right, we see our Zetadocs fact box. So I can now add my office supplies receipt to the fact box. I'm going to click this up arrow, and it's going to pop out my network folder where I have my office supplies receipt here. And now that that is attached, we can now close this screen. We will take note that this is document number 46 so that we can go look for that on the general ledger after we post this. And I'm just going to come home and post. And now we can go out to our general ledger and make sure that that receipt flowed through. All right, so here we have document number 46, our office supplies entry in the general ledger. And over on the right in our Zetadocs fact box, we still have a copy of that office supplies receipt. So that's just showing you how it flows through from the journal to the ledger following your posting path. I showed how this works on the general journal, but this can be put on other journals as well.
The next feature I'll show is AP automation.
Now, some of you may already be aware with how the solution works, so we will hopefully be showing you some time-saving features that will be of interest to you. Let's come out to our Zetadocs AP automation document queue, where our vendor invoices go to hang out before processing. You may be aware that you can manually upload your invoices either by clicking Item Upload to upload a single invoice, or by clicking Queue Upload Files to upload a batch of invoices into SharePoint. But to automate this process, we can set up a Power Automate flow to automatically onboard your invoices to the queue for you. Now, any PDF attachments and emails sent to a specified address will be added to the queue automatically. So I'm going to come out to my Outlook, and I'm going to create an email and send it to my demo environment's specified email address. We're going to put cleaning invoice as the subject line, and I'm going to attach my cleaning invoice. And now when I send this through, that cleaning invoice will automatically be added into the AP automation queue for me to process. All right, so we're going to process this Wide World Importers invoice first. I'm going to click Item, Process. And now, as many of you may know, the system is OCRing this invoice using an AI OCR tool by Microsoft called Azure AI Document Intelligence, and it's filled out all of these fields for us, including vendor name, invoice number, document date, and all of these item lines. Now, thanks to a new release with a little bit of screen personalization, I can come out here and quickly personalize this screen and add a field. So if I want to add my posting date, I can now view the posting date from the preview purchase invoice screen. So we have not created our purchase invoice yet. We're still on the preview screen, and I've now personalized this screen to add the posting date so I can view and change it right from here before a purchase invoice is created. We can also tailor the solution to pick up any custom fields or values on vendor invoices if they aren't extracted as standard, and display those values on any of the Zetadocs screens. For instance, on the document queue screen, we can add extra columns showing a particular reference that you want to see before processing, like match status or invoice amount. And we can also customize where we want to put the extracted information once the purchase invoice is created. So we could add a description field, or we could add a brand new field. It's really up to your preference. There's a lot of flexibility there. You can now also save your changes. So I'm just to show you how this works, I'm going to make a small change. I'm going to add a comment here. I'm just going to say comment. And if I go to cancel this, it's now going to ask me if I want to save the changes that I've made. So I'll say yes. And now when I come back in to process this again, you'll see that my comment was saved. You can also clear your saved changes in one click if you want to remove any changes made late. So if I come out here and click these three dots, I can now clear saved changes, which brings me back to my original screen and removed that comment that I added. All right, now this is an invoice based off a PO, so let's do the order match. So I'm going to come up here and click these three dots and click match to order lines, which will bring up my order matching screen where I have my invoice lines up top, I have my order lines down below, and I still have my vendor invoice over here on the right for easy reference. Now this is filtered only to show those items related to this specific PO that have not been invoiced yet. We can handle invoices with multiple POs, and if for some reason we can't find the PO on the invoice, this will filter to show any open items related to this vendor that haven't been invoiced yet. As you can see, these green ones are fully matched, and this yellow one right here is a partial match where we ordered 6, but we only received 4. So we do support those partial matches as well. Now let's close this screen. And you can see it automatically added a comment with our PO number for easy reference. Now, once I click OK, our purchase invoice is being created. And we can set the system to create either a posted or an unposted purchase invoice. That's totally up to your preference. In this demo, this is creating an unposted purchase invoice, and we are automatically receiving any line items on the invoice that have not been marked as received yet. But both of those are configurable settings, whether you want to create a posted or unposted purchase invoice, or if you want auto receiving on or off, that is totally up to you, and it can be set up at a vendor level or can be set up globally. Now over here on the right, as you can see in the Zetadocs fact box, we've automatically archived a copy of that original vendor invoice, which if we click on that, it takes us right out to SharePoint where we can quickly and easily go back to reference that if we ever need to. Okay, now moving on to this non-publisher's invoice right here. I'm going to click item and process yet again. And what I want to show you on this invoice is what we can do to combine the invoice lines. So we can combine your invoice lines on your preview screen. I'm going to combine these 3 right here. I'm going to do this on the preview screen. And we're combining 3 printer-related lines extracted from the vendor invoice into one. This way, this can be matched to a single line that was included on the PO for the same amount instead of those 3 separate lines that we had before. We get to decide which description or comment that we want to keep. So I'm going to keep this laser printer right here. I can also delete unwanted lines. So I can quickly delete any unwanted lines. If I want to get rid of any lines that aren't mapped to an item, GL, or comment, I can come up here, click this drop down, and click delete unwanted lines, and that will get rid of those 2 unmapped lines right there. This is particularly helpful when you have an invoice with many lines and you're only wanting to map and retain a few important lines. You can map the few lines that you choose and then have a quick way to remove all the others. If I didn't remove the lines and they were left unmapped, then we will just automatically set them as comment lines. So to those of you thinking that you need to map each and every line, you can save yourself some time with these tips. So one of the exciting new features that we've recently released is the ability to now drag and drop multiple files into the fact box at one time. Previously, you were only able to drag and drop one at a time, and now you're able to drag and drop multiple. So to show you how this works, I'm going to come out to my sales orders, and I'm going to show you the School of Fine Arts sales order right here. And now we're just going to drag and drop a few files into the fact box over here. All right, so to drag and drop multiple files into the fact box, I've got my email right here with my multiple files attached, and I'm just going to highlight all 3 of these files, select them, drag them, and drop them over here into the fact box. And as you can see, it's uploading them one at a time. So we're working on uploading file 1, file 2, and now file 3. So again, previously you could only drag and drop one file at a time, and with this new update, you should save yourself a lot of time. You can now drag and drop multiple files at once. Another new feature that we recently released is the ability to rename files right from within the fact box. So if I click on these three little dots right here, I now have the ability to rename this file right from within the fact box. So I can rename this to whatever I want it to be named. And now this is the name that we will see reflected in the fact box as well as SharePoint Online. Speaking of SharePoint, I'm going to click on these dots again, and notice this button here, copy link. This is an easy way to share documents with your colleagues or even people outside of your company. If you have given them permissions in SharePoint to view certain documents, you can quickly come over here, click those three dots, and copy this link to share any particular document with anyone throughout your organization. All right, so I want to talk about SharePoint really quickly, and I'm just going to come right out here to my Zetadocs General Settings page to show you how you can set up your folder structure. So as many of you know, the Capture Essentials comes with a 3-tiered folder structure out of the box. And in the Zetadocs General Settings page, this is where you come to organize your folder structure. So this is the way that my demo environment is set up, where I have the document type first, I have the company name second, I have the date third, and we have our date in this numerical structure, but there are options for that as well. And you can rearrange these however you'd like. There are options to also add additional folders to the structure if you so choose, but that does require a higher license level. You would need Capture Plus for that. The 3-folder structure comes out of the box with Capture Essentials. Another cool thing about SharePoint is that it's permissions based. So you can decide who within your organization can view certain documents. As long as they have SharePoint permissions, they will have access to whatever you want them to have access to. So right down here, you'll see I have my SharePoint website link. And this is what the folder structure looks like in SharePoint. So I have this would be your own SharePoint site. You all would have a Zetadocs library within your own SharePoint site. And in that Zetadocs library, this is where that 3-folder structure lives. So as you can see, I do have my document type as my first folder. I have my company name as my second folder. And I have my date as my third folder. And as you can see, it's created a folder automatically with today's date because of those documents that I just dragged and dropped in there. And if we come in, we'll see all 3 of those documents. We'll also see the document that I renamed. And right here, we have the sales order number. So this is just an example of some of those metadata tags that we store in SharePoint to make these documents really easy for you to find. If you need to come in SharePoint and search for documents related to a particular sales order or a particular purchase invoice or whatever type of document it is, you can put that record number right here, search for it, and it'll pull all related documents. As long as you have the right permissions to view those documents, you will have access to viewing them.
So I hope you enjoyed that and found it helpful. I just wanted to quickly emphasize the high-level value of Zetadocs Capture before we move on to some next steps you may wish to take. Ultimately, Zetadocs Capture provides solutions for both AP automation and document management. You can accelerate your invoice processing with automated data entry and order matching. No vendor templates or system training is required to get started. Invoice data is extracted using next-generation AI-driven document capture. Zetadocs Capture uses intelligent OCR to rapidly create new purchase documents in Business Central. Incoming documents are stored in SharePoint, which removes the inefficiencies of handling a mix of paper and electronic files across different locations. Documents are easily retrieved on screen via Business Central or SharePoint. In terms of next steps, if there's anything we showed you that you're not already using, or if you have any questions at all about your use of Zetadocs Capture, please speak to us. Our team will be delighted to assist you in getting the most out of your Zetadocs Capture system. Our contact details are on screen now. If you are currently running an on-premise version of Business Central or Nav and are planning to upgrade to Business Central Online in the future, you can take Zetadocs with you. Zetadocs Capture, as well as our other products, Delivery and Expenses, are available in the cloud, and we can help to make sure your transition to the cloud is as smooth as possible. Tomorrow's session focuses on Zetadocs Delivery, our document delivery solution, while on Thursday we turn our attention to Zetadocs Expenses, which is our expense management solution. For now, I'd like to thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of your day.